Hi friends, welcome to our first of 4 practices to help you empower yourself. Today's practice is going to be a fire element core based practice. So we are going to be focusing on our core, on firing up our internal energy, the heat in our bodies, and really tapping into our own personal power. So you do not need any props for today's class. You just need comfortable clothing, a mat, maybe a blanket to support you when we're in tabletop. And other than that, we will go ahead and get started. Okay, so coming on down to our backs is where we're going to begin. And as we come down, we'll take a moment, as we always do, to allow ourselves to arrive on the mat, tune in to our breath and our body. So just creating a little space between our practice and the rest of our day. Finding whatever position is comfortable for this first minute, closing down the eyes if that feels good for you, and just taking a couple of deep breaths here, starting to notice how your body's feeling, how your breath is feeling, how your energy is feeling. As you continue to tune into yourself, I just wanted to share a little bit about today's practice. So, as I said, this is the first of 4 classes that we'll be doing to empower ourselves. And today is a fire element class. So we will be challenging ourselves physically here and mentally as well by pushing ourselves, doing postures and exercises that might be uncomfortable in the moments that we're doing them, but they will lead to greater strength and stability in our practice on our mat and in our daily lives. So just being prepared for that, knowing that at any point, if we're doing something that is physically painful for you or something where you just need to take a break, always permission to do what works for you. So if you need to pause, if you need to take a child's pose, or if something just isn't working for you, try to find a modification that will work for you. Okay, with all that being said, I would like for you to bend your knees and plant your feet hips width distance apart if they weren't already like that. And then I want you to bring your hands and place them on your rib cage. So your left hand is on your left rib cage, right hand, right rib cage. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take some deep 360-degree breaths, meaning we're taking these nice deep breaths, and I want you to observe how the body moves through the core in the 360 as you breathe. So not only noticing what's happening on the front side of the body, but noticing what's happening on the lateral sides of the body and the back side of the body when you take these nice deep breaths, okay? And this is just to bring awareness into our entire core, because our core is more than just our 6-pack abs, okay? We've got a full 360-degree core that we want to work on strengthening and stabilizing today. So hands are on the ribs. I want you to go ahead, blow all of the breath out of your body. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it all out. Do that 2 more times, taking the deepest inhale you can take. Exhale, let it go. So noticing on those inhales how the ribs flare out, how the back pushes into the mat, and how the belly rises. Do it 2 more times. Inhaling, letting those ribs flare, belly expands, back presses down. Exhale, everything squeezes back in together. Ribs come in, belly comes in. Good, let's do 2 more. Last one. Good, bringing our arms down by our sides, palms facing down. We're going to do a little movement here that's just going to, again, bring some awareness into the core, the lower core on the front and the back. So what we're doing is sort of a cat-cow movement, but the hips and the back are going to stay on the ground as we move. So it's going to be a very minute movement. So on an inhale, we'll tilt our pelvis down and press our stomach up. This is going to create a little gap in our lower back, right? And then as we exhale, press your lower back into the ground as you slightly tilt your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Again, we're not lifting our hips here. We're not lifting our back. This is a small little movement just to bring awareness into the lower core. So inhale, pelvis tilts down, belly rises up. Exhale, pelvis tilts. Pull the belly button in towards the spine as the back presses into the mat. Good, let's do 4 more just like that. Last 2. And last one. Good, bring the back and pelvis back to a neutral position, okay? Now, before we move into our first core exercise, I want us to get a little bit of a stretch. So extend your legs long and take your arms up overhead. So it's like we're stretching in our bed in the morning, this nice big stretch. Take a full inhale and exhale here. Good. From here, we're going to take a banana asana. Okay. So what I want you to do is take your heels and walk them over to the bottom right corner of your mat. Okay. So your heels were in the middle of the mat. Now they're on the right corner. Okay. Feet are close to each other, big toes touching. Then we're going to take our hands and we're going to walk them over to the top right corner of our mat. Okay. And we are not coming off of the mat here. Hips are flat, shoulders are flat on the mat. All we're doing is finding a side body stretch through the entire left side of our body. So imagine that your body is a banana here. Like that's the shape we're making, but the entire back body is still flat on the mat. Take one more breath here. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Realign yourself, and then we're going to take it to the other side. So the heels go towards the left corner at the bottom, and the hands come to the left corner at the top. There's a curve through the entire body, creating that stretch in the right side. Take a couple breaths. On an inhale, come back to center. Good. I want you to hug your right knee in towards your chest. So bring your arms back down so you can assist in hugging the knee towards the chest. And then we're going to find a spinal twist by guiding the right knee across the body, Just finding a gentle twist, taking a couple of breaths here. On an inhale, come back to center. Exhale, extend the right leg long. Inhale, left knee in towards the chest, give it a squeeze, and then twist to the right. So your knee goes across the body for a spinal twist. Take a couple of breaths. And on an inhale, come back to center. Exhale, extend the leg long. Okay, we're gonna come back into that constructive rest pose. So bent knees, feet are hips width distance apart. And our first ab exercise is going to be very slow and controlled. So from here, arms are down by our side. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, I want you to tuck your chin in towards your chest and roll your upper body up so that your shoulders lift off the ground. As you inhale, lower back down. So this is kind of like a crunch, but we're moving with control, nice and slow. We're not coming all the way up, okay? So we inhale when we're down. Exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest, roll the shoulders up. Inhale down. Exhale, roll. Inhale down. Two more, just like that. Good. Returning to our starting position. This time, head and shoulders are going to stay on the ground. We're going to lift the feet and bend the knees 90 degrees. Okay, so your shins are parallel with the ground. We're going to inhale here. And then as we exhale, use the core, use your abs to tuck your knees in towards your chest. Inhale, back to start. Exhale, hug them in. Good, three more just like that. Again, moving slow with control. Last one. Good. Inhale. Come back to that constructive rest. Knees bent, feet on the mat. Good. Take a moment here. We're going to add both of those movements together. So as we pull the knees in towards the chest, we're going to roll the head and shoulders up and in for this kind of full body crunch, and then return to start, and we'll do that 5 times. So lift your feet, bend your knees, get them into the starting position here. Head is down on the mat, arms down by your side. Inhale here. Exhale, crunch everything together. Inhale to open. Exhale, crunch. 3 more. Last one. Good. Inhale, return to constructive rest. We're going to move through 5 rolling bridges here. We're not pressing up 100%. We're just lifting the hips about 50% just to sort of counteract all that movement we just did. Okay, so arms down by your side. Inhale, lift the hips nice and slow, about 50%. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3 more. Good, hips return to the mat. One last move we're gonna do here on our backs before we come up. And this is gonna be, I call it a heel tap. So that first move we did where we lifted our head and shoulders off of the mat, hands are reaching towards our feet. We're gonna come up to that position and hold it as we side bend from left to right 20 times, okay? So go ahead, take a nice big inhale here, and you'll just take nice short breaths as we move. Exhale, roll the head and shoulders up. And from here, breathe and move. Halfway. Good, come back to center, lower down. Stretch everything out long, reach your hands overhead. And then hug both knees into the chest and rock and roll to a seated posture. Once you are up, we're just going to find a comfortable cross-legged seat and do one breathing exercise here. We're gonna practice our Kapalabhati breath, which is breath of fire. We are working with the fire element. So we're gonna practice Kapalabhati for 30 seconds. If this is your first time practicing this, remember this is comparable to when a dog pants. So think about a dog, when they're panting, they stick their tongue out. So we're doing that same sort of breath, but with the mouth closed. So it's a forceful exhale and a passive inhale. And today I want you to focus on pulling the navel in towards the spine, really pumping the stomach as you breathe, okay? So just finding a nice comfortable seat. We're gonna inhale about 3/4 of capacity and begin. Release, blow all of your breath out. Hold the breath. Inhale back through the nose. Exhale, gentle sigh. Good. Okay, we're gonna come into tabletop now. And once you get there, I just want you to stack your shoulders over your wrist. You can be in a normal tabletop on your hands. I still have a bit of an injury on my arm and I can't do it yet. So that's why I'm on my fist here. You do not have to do this. Unless of course your wrist is bothering you, in which case you could try this one out. You could also do this on your forearms. But optimally, we're in regular tabletop, just taking a few cat-cows. Just warming up the spine. Good, finish on an exhale, come back to your neutral spine. From here, we're gonna extend the right leg back long, okay? And we're gonna alternate between tucking the knee in towards the chest, crunching it in towards the chest, and then crunching it out towards the right, towards our elbow. So you may not be able to see that. Let me show you really quick. So knee to chest will be the first one, but then we'll extend long. And on the next exhale, we're gonna crunch the knee out towards the side. We call this fire hydrant because it looks like a dog being on a fire hydrant. Okay, so that's the move we're gonna do. So from tabletop, extend the right leg long, inhale here, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale long, exhale, fire hydrant. Inhale long, knee to chest. Inhale long, fire hydrant. Good, 2 more on this side. Trying to stay stable through the core here. I might have gone 1 extra because I lost count. I apologize. Inhale long, exhale, knee comes down to the ground. Same thing, other side. Inhale, left leg long. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale long, exhale, fire hydrant. One more on this side. And then inhale long, exhale, lower the knees back. I want you to just sit your hips back over your heels and just take a break from being on the hands for a moment. I know I need it. But the next move we're gonna do is, when I first learned it, they called it the bear. I learned it in a workout program, a bear or a bear crawl. We're not crawling today, so I guess we're just doing the bear. So what it is we'll be in tabletop, and then from tabletop, we're gonna activate through the core, pull the belly button in towards the spine, and we're gonna lift our knees and hover our knees off of the ground for 5 seconds. So you'll be on your hands and your toes are gonna be tucked under. And I may not be great at demoing this, so I apologize. But basically, we're gonna lift and hover for 5 seconds, and we're gonna do it 3 times, okay? So go ahead and come into your tabletop. I'm actually gonna do this one on my forearms because I think it'll just be easier for me, but again, ideally you're in tabletop, okay? So nice, neutral tabletop. Make sure your toes are tucked under, make sure you're firmly pressing into the ground, whether it's with your hands or your forearms here, okay? And let's go ahead, lift the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Take a little break, wiggle your hips. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Okay, tuck your toes, lift your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Little break, wiggle the hips. We're gonna do that 1 more time. Okay, tuck your toes, lift your knees, hover. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, lower the knees down, untuck the toes. And from here, we're just going to come down onto our bellies. So coming into Sphinx pose. So if you weren't already on the forearms, drop down to the forearms. Okay, elbows under shoulders, hands and wrists straight out in front of elbows. Okay, so we've already done a bit of ab work, so you might be feeling it. And if you are, great. If not, don't worry. This is, we're working with a lot of those deeper muscles, so you may not feel it right away. You might feel it tomorrow. Okay. So just to give the abs a break for a moment and stretch out the abs, we're in the Sphinx here, and there is something called seal in yoga, and that's where from Sphinx you press into your hands and you straighten your arms as you lift the torso higher, okay? So we're gonna do that 3 times just to stretch out the abdomen here. So inhale, press into the hands, seal. Exhale, Sphinx. Inhale, seal. Exhale, Sphinx. Last one, inhale, seal. Exhale, Sphinx. Good. Come back down, wiggle the hips a little. All right, from here we're coming into 3 forearm planks. So forearms, you can keep them right where they are in Sphinx pose with the palms facing down, or if you want to clasp your hands together and come onto the knife edge of your forearms and press up that way, you could do that. I'm going to do this one. Feels a little better for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our toes under, and on an inhale, we're going to lift the body up, finding this forearm plank pose, okay? And we're going to hold for 10 seconds, and then 15 seconds, and then 20 seconds. So if you need to take a break while we're doing this, please do. You can always come out of it for a minute, come out of it for a moment, drop your knees, and then come back into it, okay? Let's go ahead and inhale, press up. Good, lower the knees down, come out of it. All right, that was 10 seconds. Take a little break, wiggle the hips. Maybe look back over your left shoulder, look back over your right shoulder, loosen up through the neck here. Okay, we're gonna go again. Are you ready? Tuck your toes, lift everything. Lower everything back down. Beautiful. I'm sorry, you guys, I can't count and do these with you. So I am counting in my head. So we've done 10 seconds. We've done 15 seconds. Wiggle your hips. Maybe glance back over each shoulder, stretch through the neck. All right, last one here. Come back to starting position, tuck your toes. Let's go. It's okay if you're shaking. And lower back down. Whew. Good. From here, stack your hands, elbows go out wide, bring your forehead down to your hands, and wiggle your hips left to right. In fact, bend the knees, take the feet up towards the ceiling, and windshield wiper left to right. Good. Come back to center, extend the legs long. We're going to do one more exercise here, really getting into the backside of the core. So we're going to do a little bit of a locust variation, starting with some pulses. So stack your hands, foreheads resting on the hands, and we're going to start by just lifting our feet and legs off the ground as much as we can. We're going to do these pulses. We're going to inhale up and exhale down. Everybody's going to go a different height, okay, because we're really starting to utilize the lower back muscles here around the spine and the lower abdomen muscles to create this movement. Okay, so don't judge based off of how high you're going. Just do the movement to your capability. Okay, we're going to pulse for 5. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more. Good, exhale, lower everything back down. Okay, now we're going to do the top half of the body. So what I want you to do is reach both of your hands out in front of you.
So your arms are long and now your forehead's resting on the ground. On an inhale, we're going to lift the head and chest off of the ground. And as we do so, we're going to bring our arms into this cactus-like shape. And then as we exhale, reach the arms back out in front of us, lay the head back down. We're going to do it 5 times. Okay, let's get started. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Feet are staying on the ground here, okay? You're pressing the tops of your feet into the ground. Lift. Lower. 3 more. 2. 1. Okay, we're going to combine all of it. We're going to lift the legs and the upper body, coming into Superman. So on an inhale, lift arms, legs, chest. Exhale, lower down. 4 more. Last 2. Good. Release. Again, maybe bend the knees, windshield wipers, the feet left to right. And then bring your hands back by your armpits. Let the legs go long. And we're going to press back into child's pose. So take your time as you press up through table, press into child's. Allow yourself to soften and rest here. Good. On an inhale, slowly pull yourself back up to tabletop and make your way to seated with your feet in front of you, knees bent. Okay? We are going to slowly lower ourselves back down onto the ground with control, moving slowly. So this is our last little ab workout. Okay? What I want you to do, sit nice and tall here. And then hold your arms out in front of you parallel with the ground. Inhale here. As you exhale, roll yourself down to the ground, 1 vertebra at a time. Move slow, slow. Try to keep the feet on the ground. And finally, release. Landing in Shavasana. Taking it traditional with legs long, arms down by your side, or maybe constructive with your knees bent and feet planted. We will have Shavasana for just a moment today to end class. So if you feel comfortable, close down your eyes. Taking a few deep breaths, noticing how you're feeling physically and mentally after that fire core class, right? Maybe this was really easy for you. Maybe you were expecting it to be harder. Or maybe this was extra hard for you and you're frustrated and beating yourself up, right? Like there's 2 ends to the spectrum here, and we might be at one end or somewhere in the middle. But take a moment to realize that this isn't about being the strongest or being the best at every movement. This month, these classes are about empowering ourselves no matter where we are in our physical and mental wellness journeys, right? So
being willing to show up, to do the work, and get through class without beating ourselves up. That is empowering. To me, that is true power. That we keep showing up and we keep working towards what it is that we care about, what it is that we want. And yeah, sometimes we do things we don't want to do or that don't feel great, but those are the things that make us grow and that remind us that we can do hard things. So just sitting with that for a moment, we can do hard things. Giving If you would prefer to rest in Shavasana a little longer, I invite you to do so. I am going to leave you here. So thank you for joining me on this start of our empowering journey, for showing up for yourself and doing the hard things. Namaste.